Imagine a world devoid of empathy. No guilt, no remorse, only a cold awareness of others as tools to manipulate. This is the world inhabited by psychopaths, individuals who live amongst us, often undetected, their lack of typical human emotions both fascinating and terrifying. How do their minds work? What drives them? And how do we reconcile their actions with our own moral compass? These are the questions that plague Emma, a young and idealistic therapist, as she embarks on a journey into the mind of Victor, a man accused of a heinous crime. Emma, fueled by a deep belief in the power of rehabilitation, sees a glimmer of humanity beneath Victor's chillingly calm exterior. Victor, however, views their sessions as a game, a chance to test the limits of Emma's empathy and manipulate her perception of him. In this world, emotions are a weakness, a vulnerability to be exploited. Victor, with his sharp intellect and lack of conscience, navigates life like a grandmaster playing chess, always several moves ahead. He sees people as mere pawns, pieces to be moved and sacrificed for his own gain. Emma, on the other hand, is driven by a profound sense of compassion and a desire to understand the human psyche. She believes that even the most damaged individuals can be reached, and that there is a spark of humanity in everyone, no matter how deeply buried. As Emma delves deeper into Victor's mind, she begins to see the world through his eyes. The detachment, the lack of emotional connection, the cold, calculating nature of his thoughts. It's a chilling perspective, one that challenges her own beliefs and forces her to confront the darker aspects of human nature. She struggles to maintain her empathy, to hold on to her belief in the power of rehabilitation, even as Victor's manipulations threaten to erode her resolve. Victor's indifference is both a shield and a weapon. It protects him from the emotional turmoil that plagues most people, but it also isolates him, leaving him disconnected from the world around him. Emma sees this isolation as a key to understanding him, a way to reach the humanity she believes still exists within him. But Victor is not an easy subject. He is cunning and manipulative, always testing Emma's limits, always pushing her to see how far she will go to help him. Emma's journey is not just about understanding Victor, but also about understanding herself. She is forced to confront her own biases, her own fears, and her own capacity for empathy. She learns that true compassion is not about fixing people, but about accepting them as they are, flaws and all. It's a difficult lesson, one that challenges her deeply held beliefs and forces her to grow as a therapist and as a person. The sessions with Victor become a battleground, a place where Emma's ideals are tested against Victor's cold, hard reality. She must navigate the fine line between empathy and manipulation, between understanding and being understood. It's a delicate dance, one that requires both strength and vulnerability, both intellect and emotion. Emma's determination is unwavering. She is committed to her mission, to her belief that everyone, even someone like Victor, deserves a chance at redemption. She knows that the road ahead will be difficult, that there will be moments of doubt and despair, but she is ready to face them head-on. She is ready to confront the darkness, to shine a light on the shadows, and to find the humanity that lies hidden within. As she sits across from Victor, she sees not just a man accused of a crime, but a human being, flawed and complex, deserving of understanding and compassion. She knows that the journey will be long and arduous, but she is ready to take the first step. She is ready to embark on this journey into the mind of a psychopath, to uncover the truth and to find the humanity that lies within. Emma, fueled by a deep belief in the power of rehabilitation, sees a glimmer of humanity beneath Victor's chillingly calm exterior. She believes that with patience and understanding, even the most hardened individuals can be reached. She is determined to prove that empathy and compassion are not weaknesses, but strengths, capable of transforming even the darkest of souls. Victor, however, views their sessions as a game, a chance to test the limits of Emma's empathy and manipulate her perception of him. He is intrigued by her determination, by her unwavering belief in the power of rehabilitation. He sees her as a challenge, a puzzle to be solved, a mind to be manipulated. For Victor, life is a game of strategy, a series of moves and counter-moves. He is always thinking several steps ahead, always looking for an advantage. He sees Emma as just another piece on the board, a pawn to be used in his quest for control. But Emma is not so easily manipulated. She is determined to see through Victor's facade, to understand the man behind the mask. She knows that the road ahead will be difficult, that there will be moments of doubt and despair, but she is ready to face them head on. She is ready to confront the darkness, to shine a light on the shadows, and to find the humanity that lies hidden within. Emma sits across from Victor, his gaze unwavering. The room is filled with a tense silence, the kind that makes every breath feel heavy. Emma, a seasoned therapist, has faced many challenging clients, but none quite like Victor. His eyes hold no warmth, no remorse for the crimes he's accused of. They're like two dark voids, giving nothing away, revealing no hint of the man behind them. Yet Emma sees something, a flicker, a challenge. It's almost imperceptible, but it's there. A tiny spark that suggests there is more to Victor than meets the eye. She is determined to understand him, to crack the code of his seemingly emotionless facade. Emma leans in, her mind racing with possibilities, strategies, and questions. Victor, however, sees right through her. His perceptive gaze cuts through her professional demeanor, recognizing the earnestness in her approach. He recognizes her empathy, her desire to help, and he knows how to use it to his advantage. A sly, calculating smile creeps onto his face, as if he's already several steps ahead in this psychological chess game. Their interactions become a twisted dance, a dangerous game of cat and mouse. Each session is a battle of wits, with Emma trying to peel back the layers of Victor's psyche while he deftly deflects and manipulates. Emma, driven by her need to believe in Victor's capacity for change, delves deeper into his past, searching for the root of his darkness. She spends countless hours poring over files, old photographs and records, hoping to find a clue that will unlock his humanity. Victor, in turn, uses her empathy as a weapon, feeding her carefully constructed narratives, testing the boundaries of her compassion. He weaves stories that tug at her heartstrings, all the while watching her reactions with keen interest. Emma finds herself caught in a web of conflicting emotions. She wants to believe in the possibility of redemption, but Victor's manipulations make it increasingly difficult. The line between therapist and patient blurs, and the stakes grow higher with each passing session. As the sessions continue, the tension mounts. Emma's determination to reach Victor is matched only by his determination to remain an enigma. The battle of wills intensifies, setting the stage for a dramatic confrontation that will test both their limits.
Do you ever feel guilt, Victor?
Guilt? Is that what you feel when you think about the things I've done? Or is it something else entirely, Emma?
Emma's heart pounds. His words are a challenge, a direct attack on her empathy. She takes a breath, reminding herself of her role, her purpose. She knows this conversation is more than just words. It's a battle of wills, a test of her resolve.
I'm trying to understand you, Victor. To see the world through your eyes. To grasp the reasons behind your actions. The motivations that drive you. It's not about judgment. It's about comprehension.
Victor laughs, a chillingly empty sound. It's a laugh devoid of joy, a sound that sends shivers down Emma's spine. She wonders if there's any humanity left in him, or if he's become a hollow shell.
There's nothing to see. No great tragedy, no defining moment. I simply am who I am. You search for reasons, for explanations, but sometimes there are none. Sometimes people are just different.
His words hang in the air, heavy with finality. Emma feels the weight of his indifference, the stark reality that some people might be beyond understanding, beyond empathy. It's a stark reminder of the chasm that separates them. A chasm not just of actions, but of fundamental differences in how they see the world, in what they value, in what they feel. Emma feels a flicker of doubt. Can she truly reach him? Does he even want to be reached? She questions her own abilities, her own beliefs, but she knows she must try for her own sake as much as his. As their sessions continue, a horrifying truth begins to dawn on Emma. Victor is a master manipulator. He understands human emotions perfectly, even though he doesn't feel them himself. He knows what Emma wants to hear, what will elicit her sympathy, and he uses this knowledge ruthlessly. He tells her stories of a troubled childhood, of abuse and neglect, carefully crafted tales designed to evoke pity and understanding. But something about his stories feels off. They lack genuine emotion, ringing hollow despite their tragic content. It's as if he's learned to mimic human suffering without ever truly experiencing it. The question of guilt becomes a central theme in their sessions.
Bound by my own moral compass, I struggle to comprehend a life devoid of remorse.
How can Victor commit such horrific acts without feeling any guilt? It defies her understanding of human nature.
Guilt is a burden for the weak. It serves no purpose except to hold you back.
Victor, however, sees her preoccupation with guilt as a weakness. He mocks her empathy, her belief in redemption.
His words strike a chord deep within me, forcing me to confront the limitations of my own worldview.
In Victor's eyes, his lack of empathy is not a curse, but a form of freedom. He is unbound by the constraints of conscience, free to act on his desires without the weight of remorse. He sees the world as a game, and he, the ultimate player.
Don't you see, Emma? While you're bogged down by guilt and doubt, I'm free. Free to do as I please, to take what I want, to experience life on my own terms.
His words send a chill down Emma's spine. Is this what true freedom looks like? A life devoid of empathy, of connection, of anything remotely resembling a soul? Emma finds herself at a crossroads. Her belief in the power of rehabilitation is shaken to its core. Is it truly possible to change someone like Victor? Can therapy penetrate the mind of a psychopath, or is it merely another game for them to manipulate? She grapples with the possibility that some people are simply born different, wired for a different kind of existence. An existence where empathy is absent and manipulation is the only language they understand. The thought terrifies her, challenging her fundamental beliefs about human nature. The weight of Victor's darkness begins to take its toll on Emma. She feels her own sense of self slipping, her empathy stretched to its breaking point. She questions her own sanity, wondering if she's being drawn into Victor's web of manipulation.
My colleagues warn me to distance myself, to remember that Victor is a master manipulator, skilled at exploiting the vulnerabilities of others. But I can't shake the feeling that there's more to him than meets the eye.
Is she naive to hope for his redemption, or is she the only one who can see the flicker of humanity buried deep within his psyche? Emma's journey into the mind of a psychopath leaves her grappling with profound questions about human nature, control, and the very essence of free will. If someone is born without empathy, can we truly hold them accountable for their actions? Can therapy truly change the fundamental wiring of the brain? And perhaps most unsettling of all, what does it mean for our own humanity if we are incapable of understanding, let alone helping, those who exist outside the realm of our moral compass? The answers, like the labyrinthine workings of the human mind, remain elusive, leaving us to confront the unsettling reality that some darkness may be too profound to ever truly comprehend.